Where we're at, TNT. They come up with the new signs every year, Richo.
They do.
Over to you to interpret them.
I'm going to say Hawks by 8 and break Carlton's heart.
No, I'm going to go Hawks by like 45 points, and then everything to be reviewed again at the club, like we bloody always do every 6 weeks.
Yep. I'm going to go Hawks by 7. 17. Sorry, 17. Artie's got Hawks by 100 points.
The captain has the last say. And the Hollywood Hawks continue to win.
I am leaning towards Pies. I haven't made my decision yet, but yeah, I'll probably lean towards.
I'm not going to say a huge win, but I reckon Collingwood by at least 15.
I thought you were going to say 50 then.
About 15.
I reckon Collingwood by 17 as well.
Mighty Magpie mark. And a mighty victory.
I'm going Adelaide just because I just don't trust Essendon.
Yep.
I'm going to go Adelaide because I feel like the performance on the weekend is what I expected them to do last year when I tipped them to finish top 8. And I feel like they've got the mojo at the moment.
Well, the Crows break their drought at the MCG.
And I think Port bounce back in a big way. I reckon this is going to be a 40-point drumming easy.
Yep.
I'm going to say Port. I don't know by how much.
Yeah, I'm going to say Port by.
You just don't want it to be a lot.
But for Port Adelaide, the world is back on its axis.
We're looking probably about 20, 25 points, I reckon. I reckon that they're going to take the foot off the pedal, maybe take off a few of their stars, Brisbane, and yeah.
I reckon Brisbane by about 45.
I'm going Brisbane by 70.
Play catch up. The Eagles were courageous. They made it a real grind for the reigning premiers. But the Lions lifted when it mattered.
With North Melbourne versus Melbourne, which I'm going North Melbourne on this one.
For North Melbourne, 59-point victors over the Demons.
So I'm leaning to the way I seen Fremantle play like this game and the Indigenous game. I'm heading towards Sydney. I'm going Sydney. Sydney's going to go over there and get the dub.
Yeah, I'm going to go Sydney for that same reason because Freo they haven't hit that straps that they were last year.
Offense siren! The Swans break through! A first win for 2025! A first win for Dean Cox!
G'day everyone, welcome to another episode of TNT Footy. I'm Taz. Beside me in the middle, we've got the early crow Moisty.
What's going on, Tazzy?
And then
Boys,
next to him, we've got Woo Girl Eggy, who was in fine form on his birthday.
I was in fine form on Saturday night, that's for sure. Welcome, everyone.
Happy birthday, Eggy.
Thank you.
Well, it was a couple of weeks ago, I think.
It was a couple of weeks
while we were
ago.
over in Thailand.
Yeah.
That's right. But we did the catch up on the weekend. And
We did.
Yeah, how are you feeling, Todd? You feeling better?
Yeah, I'm all right now. Been crook for the week, so I missed the catch up.
Thought you'd be feeling pretty good after the North win.
No, that helped. It helped. But yeah, still under the weather a little bit. A lot of people on planes, they shouldn't be allowed to fly when they're sick.
Agreed. How about you,
At least
Eggy?
put a mask on.
Yeah, I'm good. I was a bit worse to wear a bit early today, but I had a nap around midday and then, yeah, got into it. But welcome, Artie, George, and Turtle to the stream.
Welcome guys.
everyone.
Hopefully you guys all had a good weekend as well. So, look, tonight going to go through round 2. Cracking round of footy, by the way, I must say. Or should I say explosive. We're going to have a look into round 3. We're going to look at what Early Crow Moisty's controversial call is going to be. This is
going to be a good one, right? This is going to be a good one this week. It was
look forward
inspired
to
by
it.
one of our listeners.
I'll look forward to that. Then we've got Eggy's Road to Glory. We're going to do a bit of an update on there. We'll look at your questions, viewer questions, and then we'll do our tipping. So let's get stuck into it, boys. But first and foremost, what are we going to do?
We're going to go through round 2. Oh, actually, before we do that, just make sure you're following all our socials during the links below. Check out the shop and check out our new shirts as well. I actually found a place to do some key rings and some stubby holders, so that might be on the card soon, hopefully. Might even
get a few of them.
Might even try and get some printed up and give some out at a few footy games. Try and get the word out.
Love
Few
it.
giveaways.
Yeah,
Love
I didn't
that.
know where you were going with that, Tuzzy. I was as confused as Eggy. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I was just been
"Oh, he's
off the
just-
bat.
he's supposed to lead the
Clearly-
show, and then he's just fucking dumped it.
Clearly, we don't rehearse, so viewers
we
know
don't.
this.
Nah,
We-
it's
just
better
on the
this way.
fly.
It's better this way.
Nah,
Yeah.
more action live.
Definitely. Now, I want to apologize quickly. Anyone that's seen our Instagram and TikTok reels, I've been using AI to try and get a couple of them together, and we've noticed that it actually changes where our heads are depending on who's speaking.
Yes.
Isn't that good? I thought it was good.
I get a bit all over the place.
Keeps you engaged. Let's
That's
do
it.
it that way.
You got to watch more carefully.
G'day, Calzo.
Welcome, Calzo.
Calzo's in. Welcome, Calzo.
All right, who wants to kick us off tonight, boys?
Oh, I can go. We're going. We've got the shop also. New t-shirts. We've got Wacko for Caco, Guinea with a tinny, and some more stuff coming, as Iggy said. But Carlton Hawthorn, Tassie. That's why you didn't want to say it.
Well, I'm going to disappear for a couple of minutes. You boys talk about the game, and I'll come back.
Might have to disappear for the
boys.
whole show.
Yeah. So not going to be good later, but your bloke's back in the dumpster, Tassie. A bit more of an effort, but as I keep saying, too many passengers.
Mate, we're a half a game team. That's all we play.
Too many passengers in that side. No killer instincts. No finish. Hey, if you want killer instincts, go watch North. 6 goals, 6 minutes. The game was done.
No,
Carlton could have done that a few times.
we don't take a risk with the ball. We just
Yeah.
kick it down the line. We don't take the inside kick through the middle. Nothing. So it's really disappointing. However, credit to Hawthorn. Hawthorn are
Yeah.
Oh, Hawthorn are flying at the
They
moment.
are
We might be
flying.
seeing our guest star next week last week in a dress soon because Hawthorn is absolutely flying.
They are, and they're full of energy. When you watch them play, they're up and about. They celebrate each other's goals. They just love being out there together. And I think John Newcomb's gone to another level this year as well.
He sure has. He's quickly becoming a Brownlow favourite too.
He is. I'm a bit disappointed in Day. I think he had that first week where he dominated in opening round. He's gone a bit quiet the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, but I don't know. That could be anything. Just the
Could
other
be anything
people
at all.
playing good around him, so he doesn't have to rise as much as he had to. But it happens.
Like, he's not playing bad. Like, he's still racking up the possessions. He's just not having that impact like he normally does.
The danger impact. But then Newcomb didn't play that first game either, so he's come in and started doing that.
That is
And
true.
Newcomb's only played the last two, so he's sort of taken over that dominating, get the ball out the middle role.
And Warple's usually there for that as well. So
Yeah.
maybe once Warple comes back, I think he's still got another 3 or 4 weeks. Maybe that'll change again and he'll, get that outside run again.
Welcome, Jolie. Kelso's also put disappear for the season, I think. And Turtle's got Taz in a Trump toupee would be better. What's that? Sounds like you're trying to back out of the bet, Turtle.
No, he's been trying to get Taz in on too because he doesn't reckon Carlton's making finals, and Taz has been very neglected. He doesn't want to go, so he
Yeah,
changed
'cause
it
he
to just
knows.
a Trump toupee. He changed it to every. He's trying to get him.
I'm
everything.
unsure. I'm unsure. All right. I'm worried we're going to have to rebuild again at the end of the year, and I don't want that.
You should start rebuilding now because half your players have got no guts, no ticker.
Nah, we're still going to make finals. Marbior Chol kicked 3 goals.
Yes.
Zach Williams 2, Watson 2, Hardwick 2, Gunston 2, Silvani 1. I'm not going to go through the rest. There was multiple goal kickers for both teams, which I think is a positive sign. You're not looking at just one player to kick all your goals.
Yeah, Hawks have been doing that all season. They've been having upwards of 7 or 8, and that's what they do. It's a young, small forward line. They get up and they get back quicker than any
Yep.
team come, and they run and run and run.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let me ask you this. Charlie Curnow, 5 disposals, no goals. Should he have played?
He shouldn't have been playing. He was underdone.
Yep.
He
I
would have
agree.
been better. No Charlie, no Curnow. At least we'd give him another look. All he done was sit in that forward line and take a spot.
Well, he's
But-
up
but-
around the stoppage at one point too.
But
Yeah.
what do you do? Do you play him in the VFL to get his match fitness up, or do you just
I
throw
think
him in
we
the
just
deep end?
another week.
Yeah.
just
But
to be
then next
100%.
week's the same thing.
So, and maybe bring him back through the VFL. I mean,
Well, AFL clubs
confidence
have
up.
stopped doing that now, haven't they?
they
You
have.
used to have to do 2 or 3 stint weeks in the AFL, in the VFL to prove your fitness. Instead, now they're all just walking straight back on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. But even Jack Gunston come on and had an impact straight away for the Hawks. So they've just got a side that are full of impactful players. That's the way I view them now. So,
Yeah.
but they're good.
Speed, confidence, and young. It's a deadly
Yep.
combo.
And their celebrations. Can't forget the celebrations. So, all right, next game, your team, Eggy.
Yes, my team, Collingwood and Bulldogs. So yeah, we had the Bulldogs versus Collingwood and the umpires.
I was about to say, we've got to put one thing, the best three on the field. I've seen a stat and it was true. They went through the stats for the whole, like, it was a video to give 3, 2, 1 for best and worst players. And it was all legit. And then Collingwood, it was the 3 umpires and then Collingwood's back line. It was like Collingwood should not have won this game. 19 extra free kicks is a joke. And those 2 late ones were terrible.
Well, Jamar's got a question, which we'll answer later on, Jamar. He's got,
Yes.
hey, boys, what will Brisbane win or lose by against the Cats? So we'll bank that for later. And Artie's got here, free kick pies and brown paper bag win. Because the free kick count was 33-14.
Yep.
It's not looking good for Pies, that win, I don't think.
Nah.
Like they're saying they won, but they won against an undermanned Bulldogs and they needed help doing it.
Oh, well, they still won.
They
It's
still
all
won, yes. That's true.
Dacos still had a blinder. He had a really good game, racked up nearly 40 disposals. But the player I thought was BOG was Tom Liberatore. I thought he was
Yes,
outstanding.
Libba was huge. We've got Turtle, round 2, 24th. He's going back into the Saints to try and drive it, but 30 free kicks for Saints and 16 for Collingwood. That's only 14, Turtle. You had double.
More than
Double, and Bulldogs were 8 at quarter time, which means they got 6 free kicks in 3 quarters of football.
Yeah. It's not great. Not great at all.
We'll see. We'll see. We won't see this weekend. We've got the bye, but
How good is Sam Darcy?
oh, mate.
Oh, he's going to be huge.
I told you at the start he's going to win the Coleman, and no one believed me. But he's starting to look a bit better. He's just so tall, and he's got like a 4-meter reach. So it's just outmarking Darcy Moore all day.
There might be a slight favourite ahead of him now.
We'll get to that. Get to that. But Sam Darcy, the way he grabs the ball at the highest point, like his hands are so strong.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Even if someone could reach the ball, not that they
And
can.
I think
they can't hit it.
I think he dropped his first mark and then clunked like 13 after that. Like, just didn't even look like dropping it.
Had 8 marks. I haven't got here how many of them were contested, but I know that at least 5 were contested.
Yeah.
And Darcy Moore was trying to spoil from behind, and he's getting up to here on him. Like
he couldn't get anywhere near it.
Couldn't reach him at all. So he's going to be a monster, and he's only 21.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I've heard this question. I'll let you boys. Dacos or Darcy? Who would you start your team with?
Darcy.
Of course, I'm going to say Dacos.
Dacos. No, I'm on Darcy too.
You want a reason?
I'll tell you the reason here because I've got one too. Dacoses are a dime a dozen midfielders. I don't see another Darcy in the league.
Ooh.
Not dime a dozen, but you've got Dacos, Bontempelli, Sheasel, all these players that are similar.
I don't see Bontempelli at the level of Dacos. I see him as, he's as good, but he doesn't have as many years as a Dacos.
No, not left,
but
that's
like a Sheasel does.
But that's what I'm saying. That those players exist in the comp. There's no one else like Darcy at the moment.
Yeah, who would you build your team around? Sam Darcy's going to be a once in a generational player.
But wasn't that Charlie Kerner?
Until he got injured, yeah. Yeah. So his knees set him back years.
Yeah.
Right. But no, overall good game. I thought it was a really good contest. Almost game of the round, in my opinion. I thought it was just fantastic.
No, it was a great contest. It's just spoiled a bit late, I think, with a bit of over umpiring.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was Schultz's best game for the Pies that I've seen.
Yeah, huge.
Now moving on to the next game. This game surprised me. I actually thought Essendon were gonna win before the game, but then watching Adelaide play, they looked sensational. Might I add, yeah. We got to watch most of the game. We watched most of the game, but yeah, they were really good.
Adelaide. So this is what I expected Adelaide to do last year, but they had all that pressure on them that they didn't live up to it. And they're such an exciting team to watch, aren't they?
Well, they've just got to fix that defense, but the attack's great. It's all out attack. Couldn't care less about defense and defending, but attack, and that's what we like to see. Shootouts.
If you're going to outscore your opposition, you don't need to defend.
That's it. You're going to kick 161 points. You can let 100 through.
Yeah.
It's crazy. 260 points in one game of footy.
Yep.
That's just nuts. Absolutely nuts. Merritt did all he could to try and drag his team across the line as he does.
Oh, he was huge.
36 disposals, kicked 4 goals. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's a captain's knock right there. But a couple of stats for the Crows. Dawson, 33. Matt Crouch, 32. Saligo, 27. And I just want to mention Rankin as well. Kicked a few goals. What do you have? 15 disposals.
Did you
kicked a couple
talk
goals?
Merritt 36 and 4 goals there? You know,
Yep.
he kicked 4 as well. Yeah,
Yep,
huge.
said
He's
that
got to
before.
get best on ground. I don't care how
has
much
to.
you lose by. He's just got to get it.
Has to. He did everything he could to drag his team over.
750 meters gained.
Massive. I just want to mention Matt Crouch. All right. He's a guy that was sitting in the twos and they were told that he was surplus. They shopped him around, couldn't get a buyer for him. And now he cemented his spot back in that team. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's good. It's good for him. He showed his worth, showed that he should be there, should
Yep.
be playing.
Definitely. It was too good not to.
Yeah.
Like, really. He had 7 clearances. Not as many as Sartis Sartis, but he drew with Durham with how many clearances he had. So he's coming along nicely too, Sam Durham.
Yeah, Durham Seymour boy.
Yep.
Flying along.
Coming along real well. I did read today that Sartis is out for a few weeks with an injury as well.
Oh, has he picked one up?
Yeah. So
Must be,
he'll be out.
getting rid of him the other team then, I suppose.
Another one who kicked 4 goals is Ben Keith.
Yeah, Keys. He showed it. He had a bit of the ball as well and snuck forward.
So, but Adelaide just looks so good. They're so good to watch as well. But just catch up a chat. Turtle's got here. Darcy and Combin will be the one to watch for years to come. Agree with that. Combin was sensational, and we'll touch on North shortly.
Beautiful.
Who we got next? We got Port and Tigers. Did you either of you watch this game?
Obviously, I didn't watch most of it live, but I did watch it. I did watch the short mini version of it in the morning.
Yep.
But yeah, I just saw Adelaide made a point to prove, and they just sort of got out in front and just kept extending their lead.
Yeah.
Kept going. I slept through this one, so I didn't see much of it.
They came out firing. They came out, like you said, with a point to prove. And
Baggers Podcast 25, welcome.
Welcome, Baggers. Welcome, mate. Good to see you jumped in chat for a bit. We appreciate it.
You might not want to be in here about 32 minutes.
Sounds like your controversial call is going to be
it's going to piss a few. Yeah, it's going to piss a few off.
I didn't see a lot of this game myself, so I can only talk about the stats and what I see, but it looks like Connor Rosey had a huge game, 2 goals, 39 disposals.
It was his first
5
one back
tackles.
too, wasn't it?
No, he played last week.
Played
Yeah,
last
played
week.
last
did he?
week, yeah.
I just missed him.
Wines 33 and a goal. Jace Burgoyne, he looks like he's starting to go to the next level. 32 touches and 2 goals as well, albeit against Richmond, but he's sort of been up there in the in the disposals area. Jacob Hopper was the most disposals for Richmond, but I don't actually how do I put this? I don't rate Hopper.
No, he's a terrible kick of the footy.
Him and Taranto butcher the ball so much. They really do. And I actually think it's a detriment to Tigers for signing both of them all those years ago. What do you got? 24 disposals, 62.5% for efficiency. Yeah,
no, I don't rate the two either. But it's tough. They got brought over with the promise that they were going to contend, and now they're in a rebuild.
Cellar dwellers.
Cellar dwellers at all. And that chat's going off a bit. Turtle's giving you a 1-2 punch again. He's got Port just made Carlton look worse. Sorry, Taz. Tyler's gone, good afternoon, gentlemen. Welcome, Chubbs. And
welcome.
Baggers Podcast also got Strategies Lad. Was hoping I didn't come in midway through the Hawks review. and Artie's also put Port flat track bullies.
Baggers, you timed it well. Chubbs, hope you well. Turtle, screw you. And Artie, possibly.
They could be, because they haven't bet a contender, have they? They've looked average against the contenders. So we'll
I think they had to, because they got beaten by 91 points last week. I think they had to come out with a bit of fire.
And show something.
Otherwise, Ken Hinkley could have been leaving early, that's for sure.
But at the end of the day, you can only play who's in front of you as well. So we'll find out a bit more in the next few weeks.
Yeah, next couple of weeks. So then we had probably game of the round only because Cats were off a bit. St Kilda versus Cats.
Or did Cats just come in this underestimating St Kilda, and St Kilda just got off with the bang and was able with their defensive pressure just be able to hold on?
I think St Kilda just come out and played the quick footy that us three have been talking about for over a year now,
Been telling them to play.
and just built such a lead. They ran out of stamina at the end, but they built so much of a lead that it didn't matter.
They could fall back to their defensive ways and stop them from scoring.
Exactly. But we've been saying it for so long now. When Saints play quick, they look unbeatable.
Yeah.
And have Saints found their match winner? We were saying. So Jack McRae's come over. He's had 35, 10 tackles, 9 clearances, and over 400 metres gained. He's done that 2 weeks in a row now for St Kilda. Is he their man?
Like we said last week, he's the player that St Kilda was screaming out for. They needed that player in and under, dish the handball out, get the kick away. Do you know what I mean? He's that two-way runner that they've been screaming for.
Been waiting for.
He's not quick, but he doesn't need to be.
Yep.
No, he gets the ball and he gets it out.
And they've still got a few outs too. They've got Max King, they've got Douglas Howard out for 6 or 7. Philippu's out for another 6 or 7. Cooper Sharman 1 or 2. Alex Tarou's out for 3 weeks. Mitch Owens a test. I'm not sure. Did he? I don't think he played. Did he? And Liam
He did
Henry's-
play.
No,
Yeah,
he did. Yeah, he'd done a
Yep.
shoulder or something.
Yeah.
Or hurt his shoulder.
And Dan Butler's still out for 2 to 3 weeks. So they've still got a few outs as well.
Yeah, they got, and a lot of those are best 22.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you see, they
Saints
done
are
this
playing
the
like
other year,
this.
remember? They had all their kids in a couple of years ago, and then they brought their stars back and started losing. They were flying with their kids in,
Yep.
brought some stars back and started losing. So maybe
Yep.
they've learnt from that, and these stars are going to have to work their way back through the VFL.
I think that's a great way to go. And clubs should be like that as well. And I think Marshall needs to be sole ruck. I think there's no ifs, buts, or maybe.
Well, they tried him forward, and we're all glad that experiment's over because he's a sole ruckman, and he dominates every time he's a sole ruckman. He
does.
He had like
29
8 or 9
touches.
clearances as well, and
32 hitouts, 29 touches. That's huge for a ruckman.
Yeah.
just back on chat, we've got Kelso, Carlton versus West Coast for the spoon. Second best
Yeah.
part of the weekend, when the Saints, that's Artie, because obviously Geelong.
Loves Geelong.
Turtle, Dogs made a massive mistake. McRae and Daniels were amongst the best players the entire weekend.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that.
And Baggers, funniest things just happened. Boss has asked me if I can change shifts next week, not working next Monday now, working next Tuesday. Beautiful.
Oh, let's go.
That's
2 in a
because
row.
we're looking at breaking news. We're looking at getting some guests on
Beautiful.
throughout the season. And I was chatting to Baggers before about it. I'll get back to you, Baggers. I'll send you a message offline.
Beautiful.
All right,
Definitely
so-
Arcane, though.
That game, yeah, Geelong charged home, but just couldn't get it done in the end.
Yep.
Beautiful.
And Stewart's possibly going to play this weekend. He's been cleared of any damage. So I think
Yeah,
that's
so
a great result.
just a ticker muscle. You
Pretty
just
much.
pull one of those heart muscles.
Then move on to Sunday, and the first game just after midday, and almost was going to be an upset. I thought Brisbane were behind for a lot of the time there, and they just picked it back just in the last 9 minutes.
Yeah, well, West
wasn't.
Coast just jumped them. Just
Yeah.
absolutely jumped them. Kicked the first 5 or 6 goals and looked good, West Coast. Brisbane looked like they didn't want to be there.
Yep.
But West Coast looked good. And then, yeah, Brisbane just did what good teams do and just find a way to win.
Do you think that's good signs for the Eagles?
I think it's better sign for Brisbane that they could be so poor and then still come over the top.
Yeah.
Yeah. What
But,
about the start, though?
The start was electric, but I think it was because they were playing a team that wasn't there.
Yeah. But yeah, I think, and the crowd sort of really got into him, and I think Harley Reid even flipped the bird to the crowd as well. So
He did.
Yeah.
He did. He's having a really poor season.
well,
Poor start to the season,
I
but-
think he's having a tough time. I think there's
I think he's checked out. It's a lot of homesickness.
there's a lot of weight on his shoulders, a lot of expectations for him, and yeah, I think the pressure's really building up, and I kind of feel sorry for him.
Yeah, I think he's sort of
he's a
checked
great
out
kid,
as well.
and he's a great player, and I think he's going to go well. Just going to overcome a few little issues.
I think he needs to get out of there because he's on the front or back page of their newspaper. Last season, he was on it 23 weeks.
Yeah.
So imagine that you're a first year player and you've been, or second year player, whatever he was, and he's been on the front cover or the back cover of the newspaper 23 weeks. He wouldn't get that in Melbourne.
Well, they've also said someone, I can't remember who it was, but an ex-player or an ex-coach has also come out a couple of weeks ago, or maybe last week, and said that the playing group and the coaching group feel like they're walking on eggshells because they're trying not to upset him so he stays.
Yeah.
You can't have a footy club like that.
No, you can't. And I think he's already checked out. I think he's gone. they need to realise this and get something for him before he leaves on his own.
Which should be the end of this year.
Yeah.
And Bombers are in the hot seat from
Yeah.
everything I read.
2.5 million, I'm hearing. Well, that's what they've got available.
Yeah, so they'll probably give him 1.5 for a third year player. That's going to be insane.
I
mate.
don't think 1.5 is going to be enough. Saints will come with 2.
I think it will depend on what his output is this year.
Don't think it's going to matter.
You know,
Everyone's saying the output will be average this year because he's homesick, under pressure.
True.
Everyone will say, yeah, we can fix that.
Yeah, it's
So
going to
I
be
still think his contract will be the same regardless.
got here. I'll just catch up on chat now. So Turtles Gold was a very boring game to watch overall. Tiger Time could have possibly been upset of the season if the Eagles pulled it off. I agree with that comment. Absolutely. Baggers has got Harley Reid needs to pull his finger out after seeing what I watched. It was embarrassing. And that's what we've just been chatting about now. The Turtles got apparently the crowd were advised to leave by medical staff due to the heat and dehydration.
Yeah,
I did hear it was hot there.
Well, I feel like it was 12:10 our time, so it's 11:10 our time. So they're playing in the like the hottest part of the day in Queensland. It's still spring.
Yeah.
Well, not spring, but like it's just on the edge of summer, coming into autumn.
It's another really poor scheduling decision by the AFL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that we've got multiple games on Sundays and they're not overlapping. I think that is sensational. But they've got to switch it up. They could have swapped.
I feel like a Brisbane game in March, maybe even early April, should be either like if it's Brisbane game should be at night.
Yeah.
Same with the Gold Coast one.
Same with the ones over in WA as well, because they just get too hot.
Yep. Absolutely. Standouts for that game, Lockie Neal back to his best, 35 disposals, 8 clearances. Tim Kelly, 29 disposals, 6 clearances. Zorko, 28. It's about all really that sort of jumps out at me. Goals, Liam Ryan, good to see him back on the field. And
Yeah, he was flying. He was up and about.
Yeah, 4 marks, 3 goals, and 16 disposals. So he was definitely up and around the ball up forward. Morris 3, Archie 3, Eric Hipwood 2, but mate, I still don't rate him.
He didn't look very good.
What about you guys in chat? Do any of you rate Eric Hipwood from the Lions?
I don't mind him as a player, but he looked better when Danaher was there because it wasn't solely on him.
Yeah, because he wasn't getting the first defender.
Yeah.
So he's not
But
a key.
it's because Loman's out too, so it's sort of more pressure on him. Like the first one's going to go to him because
Well, Loman's a small forward, so it shouldn't really.
Is very impactful though. So you might want to put just I can't even think who West Coast is number.
Well, you
one.
wouldn't put McGovern on him.
No.
Unless you want McGovern to play that intercepting role, I guess.
Yep.
But yeah, don't know.
Before we leave these games, we've got Kelso, even at night, Brisbane and WA can still hit 30 in March. Bring on the 8 a.m. games. Yeah, but that night one, at least there's no sun biting on you.
Yeah.
Have a night 30 is okay to play in if you've got no sun. He's definitely no Joe. Danaher, Hipwood didn't get a touch for the first half. Game was very bad.
That's
Hipwood
horrible.
is a dead horse, only there as they need a basis.
Yep.
And no, we don't like it. Well, everyone there. Hipwood's out the door.
Hipwood's out the door. All right,
This is why we're all mismanagers.
Kick us off with the next game.
Oh, the next one was the game of the round for me. We had North Melbourne dominating Melbourne
Can we
in
just
that
skip
last
over this
quarter.
one?
No, let's just go through this. That last quarter was absolutely electric. 6 goals in the first 6 minutes, and we're up and about. Party time.
Yeah, it was party time.
Mate,
I think they even got up to, and they were still paying $3 to win. So they were expecting you to drop down late, but then and then I think after half time they suspended it.
They weren't allowed to get any more in there. They just ran well. They're quick. They were still a bit off. They were about a half a handball off. We expect when they get that together, they're going to be a scary team. But they were quick. They were fast.
The pressure was there.
Yeah, the tackles were there. The pressure was there. Parker, Daniels, and Darling all stood up. You can see the 3 inclusions are helping the boys, settling them down when they had to. So
Darling's been excellent for you guys since coming across from the Eagles. He just takes that extra defender off Larky and really helps the team structure.
Yeah.
And lets him go. We had the Bull taken off with 4 goals. Larky, Coleman medalist this year. We're all seeing that happening.
Well, we were calling it last year because they look so good. Yeah.
Well, Larky's leader now. I think he's on 7, and
Yeah.
he's out in front on the Coleman. And he's only played 2 games. Everyone else around him played 3.
Wait till it all clicks for you guys as well.
Yeah,
Like,
well, that's what I watched them last week, and I thought they looked pretty good. That's why I tipped them this week. I thought with Melbourne that they're sort of just as bad, and and being Marvel, I thought that's more North's home territory. So
Well, look at the midfields they've dominated the last 2 weeks. Bulldogs, I know there's no Bontempelli, but that's the only real one missing out of that midfield. And
but
Tador.
they still don't look that bad. Like they almost beat Collingwood this week. They beat us last week, and then that's the only 2 games we're going off. But I don't reckon they look bad.
No, they
Jones
don't.
is back this week.
Yep.
But their midfield, North dominated that midfield. They dominated Melbourne's midfield. They're winning out of the middle, and that's how good clubs do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, it shows who the AA Ruckman is.
Oh, mate, he should have been last year, but he just
So he got
dominated
12
maximum
clearances alone.
Yeah.
So he got equal most with Clayton Oliver.
with Oliver.
That's how
Yep.
So that's huge. Oliver had a great game, 36 disposals, goal, 411 metres gained, 12 clearances, as I just said. The breakout player that I picked was Tom Powell.
Tom
He's
Powell.
having an outstanding year.
Well, North Melbourne people knew he was coming. We knew he's
Yep.
been coming for a while because he's a freak. He's an athlete. We've been waiting for him to get up, and now this year he's dominating. First 2 games
Absolutely.
has been huge.
Now, I know we've got to move it along a bit because we usually finish the review by 7:30, but
Yep.
I just want to touch on Goodwin and his comments about Max Gawn after the game. What do
Yeah,
you think
don't
of
like it.
those?
I understand it if Max had given him permission to say it, but he's just thrown his Ruckman and Coven under the bus. All he had to say was Cherry had a good game and Gorm was a bit off.
Yep.
Job
Absolutely.
done. Didn't have to go into details about anything else. And there's
I think it's going to cause some issues behind the
there's
scenes.
a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes at Melbourne, and it just doesn't have to.
Do you think he should get the flick?
Yes, I call for that now, group chat.
Yep.
Said after this, you've got the Oliver, you've got the Petrarca, you've got now Gorn, your 3 best players he's caused trouble with.
Yeah.
I don't see how you keep him if he's going to keep doing this.
Eggy?
Sorry, I didn't see the comment. Sorry, I was waiting for you to answer. I didn't see the comments. I can't even post on it, so I don't even know what he said.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Todd. I think
Yeah.
it's getting to a point now where you can't keep riding that premiership that they won because there's been way too many issues, and I think he's the cause of it.
And he's been the cause of at least 2 of them.
100%. Let's catch up on chat real quick. Baggers has got North Ball is on. Kelso, no sun, but humid as fuck and can still be bad. Tyke, that's talking about the weather. Tiger time, North midfield looked electric against the Ds. 100% agree with you. Turtle, first quarter looked great and last were unstoppable. Also, Goodwin is not my friend making track forward. Tiger time, Melbourne's forward line has genuine issues. North at least has a couple of big bodies up forward and look more threatening when the ball comes to ground. Definitely agree with that. And George said, happy to see North playing well.
I think
I'm the
everyone
same
is,
boat.
but it's 1 week, but we'll see how we go next week.
Good
Hopefully
signs,
we'll keep it going.
Good signs. And last game of the round, Dockers and Sydney.
It was pretty shitty to watch. Like, it was very, very low scoring. But yeah, Sydney just got over Freo in the dying seconds, actually.
Yeah, I fell asleep and didn't know the score, so I had to check it the next day. But apparently it was a close one.
It was a close one, but it wasn't great to watch. I agree with that. Jager O'Meara has gone back into career best form. He's turned it back on like he was back at the Gold Coast Suns. That's 2 weeks in a row. He's dominated. Chad Warner, the normal. Apparently him and his brother were grabbing their shirts after they kicked a goal or whatever to sort of say, yeah, Sydney's where I'm going to be. We'll see.
I don't think he's leaving. There's been a big thing come out saying they're pretty confident he's staying now.
Which is good because they're great players with the Swans. Josh Tracy, 4 goals, 13 disposals. He's another key forward that should break out this year. McLean and Amati, so the Amati party, they kicked 2 each, and then a lot of single goal kickers. Patrick Voss had the chance to seal the game for Freo in the dying minutes of the game. He kicked 1 goal 3 in the end.
1 goal 3.
He could have sealed the win for the Dockers. So a bit unfortunate there. And McCartan was playing defence again.
I seen he got swing back late. So I reckon the experiment's over.
What were you going to say, Iggy?
Oh, sorry. Just had a screen drop out.
Oh, well, we're still here. So
Yep.
while you're fixing that, we'll keep moving forward.
Beautiful.
Yeah, he cut
Yeah.
out of my screen. I didn't hear Eggy. But yeah, I reckon that thing's done. His experiment's done. He's going to be back with him.
Turtle saying both teams don't look like top 4 teams.
Nah,
I don't think of that at the moment either.
I think Sydney sort of grand final hangover a little bit. It maybe come good like Lions did last year.
Yep.
And they've got the new coach too. So yeah, so might be trying to change things up and do things a little bit different. So
Absolutely.
Settling in.
yeah.
Absolutely. So, well, that's our review, boys.
But before we move on, I did see some stuff, a bit racial stuff against Mason Cox. Did you boys see that over the thing when someone was saying you should get back to the USA and stuff like that in the comments of the video when he got punched in the face?
No, I didn't.
No, I missed that.
All right, I'll share the video with you and see what you guys think about it anyway. But yeah, moving on. Essendon v Port Adelaide. I reckon it's going to be it's going to be a hard round. This one actually, it's hard to after 2.5 rounds. It's sort of hard to really see where teams are at.
Where everyone's going to be. Yeah. Well, what's going
Because the
on?
competition's even.
Yeah.
Really. Same as last year. Last year it was a couple of rounds to go and we still didn't know who was playing finals.
Yeah. Now this one's going to be a tough one too because you either take Port Adelaide's win with a grain of salt because they were angry, but Essendon's been terrible, so I'm sticking with Port.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm scared here because I went Essendon last week too. But then,
I was going to flip, but then I was like, nope.
I'm pretty sure they're back at the MCG too. Port Adelaide don't play great at the MCG. I'm going to go with Essendon. I'm just going to.
Yeah,
I'm going to give them one more week.
I think.
I'm going to give them one more week.
One more week. I'm going with Port.
Yeah,
Port.
I'm on the fence. I'm 50-50, but I'll say Port at the moment.
Okay. Then we go on to the next game Friday night. Blockbuster again. This should be really good. I hope. I know one team's going to turn up, but yeah, everyone's sort of worried about the other team.
It's going to be it depends which one comes up because I'm going Bulldogs just because Bulldogs could not have looked better without their players missing, and Carlton could not have looked worse these first 2 rounds.
Yeah, I don't reckon they look bad against Hawthorn. I just thought Hawthorn were just too fast and good.
Yeah, and I think their forward line's in trouble though. They've got to sort that out. They've got to get their keys back in to sort that out. Until they do that, I think I'm not going with Carlton. I've got no confidence in Carlton at all.
I've got no confidence in my own team. I'm going Dogs as well. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to go Dogs too.
Baggers, we just hit 50 subs. Thanks, everyone.
No, I think Baggers did. I think he just 50 subs. So congratulations, mate.
Congratulations,
Vegas. Well done.
Then we've got Melbourne Gold Coast at the MCG. I'm going to go Gold Coast.
Ooh.
I'm going Gold Coast after this week. Melbourne looks slow and old.
I'm going Melbourne. Gold Coast after a bye. No thanks.
I think Gold Coast looked electric. Fair enough, it was against the Eagles, but it was also at the Wacker. Last year they got done there. It's another year under Hardwick. They looked pretty good when they were playing over there. So I'm going to tip Gold Coast.
Yeah, I'm going Gold Coast too.
Yeah,
Saints and Tigers.
Oh, there's only one team here, isn't there? I'm going St Kilda. I think.
Thought you'd be going Tigers.
No, Saints Kilda. Look how good they looked against Geelong, and Richmond. Look what they did against Port. Like I think that's the easiest tip of the round.
Saints could be in top 4 after this weekend.
Maybe. I'm going Saints as well.
Brisbane and Geelong. So Jamal, the stats man, here's got Lions by 30.
Now, this is going to be a tough one because Geelong want to hit back after last week. They're going to start like a house on fire, and Brisbane want to do the same because they started poorly, so you think they're going to clash. So I think this is going to be an absolutely electric game, and it's going to be less than a goal. I'm going Brisbane only because it's the Gabba.
Fair, Eggy.
Oh, it's a Saturday night too. That's good signs. I'm leaning towards Brisbane. If Bailey Smith is back in, I might change my mind. But yeah, at the moment I'm with Brisbane.
I'm going Geelong. But again, I think it's going to be a cracking game. It's probably going to be this and the next game. I think are going to be games of the round.
Yep.
So,
yeah, we've got Kelso GWS by 35 points. 36 points for this next game, which is Hawthorn GWS, but I can't see it happening. Hawthorn are quick.
Yeah.
They're electric. They are on fire. And until someone beats them, I'm not tipping against them. Hawthorn for me.
I'm going Hawthorn as well, but GWS after the bye, I think that they're going to come out a bit slower, and then there's Hawthorn going to get a lead, and they're just not going to be able to bring it back.
And the bye curse, I suppose.
Yeah.
I'm going Hawks as well because you guys know I don't think Giants will make the 8.
Oh.
But yeah, until someone beats Hawthorn, I can't jump off the bandwagon. Hawthorn are playing too good a football, too quick,
Yep.
too
Agreed.
young, too excited.
100%. All right, next game, Adelaide North. Now, this will be a good test for North.
Yeah,
It
so
will be, but it's in Adelaide, so I'm going Adelaide.
it's going to be two explosive, non-defending teams attacking. So I'm going North Melbourne.
Artie's got Hawthorn by
Another game
100.
over 200 points.
Yeah, this one will break 200, you'd think, but I don't know. Or it might be scrappy. Depends. But I'm going North, obviously, for North Melbourne reasons. But
I'm going to go Crows. I just think they're too explosive.
Yeah.
I get time. He's got Suns should get this done, but if they have a long-term bogey side as of now, it's the D's. Artie's got Hawthorn 100 plus. That's ridiculous. And Calzo's got GWS haven't lost either, but they haven't been convincing.
How ridiculous is it, Taz? If they win by 100 plus, will you wear a hat next week or a toupee?
I'll wear a hat, no problem.
Okay. But then the last game of the round, the Derby of the West, we got West Coast versus Freo. I'm gonna go West Coast here.
yeah, so these ones are always weird because they're always close, they're always hard,
Yeah.
and I think that suits West Coast better. Rio's lost a couple of close ones, so I'm going to go with you, Eggy.
Yeah.
Go for an upset there too.
Well, it is actually it's the battle of the 0 and 3. So whoever loses is 0 and 3.
Yeah, I tipped Eagles.
Oh, we've always, so maybe it's not an upset.
No, maybe.
Eggy come in thinking it was out of left field. And
So did I.
I'll put it in my my tips because I've started doing my tips on a Sunday now, so I'm prepared for the show. And I've tipped Eagles. I just think they'll be too good. Freo, they've got the side to do it, but they just can't click.
No, I can't click together.
But also we're not going to do that yet, Eggy.
No, I had it down further. Sorry, I didn't realise it was there. I just moved it down.
Cool. Done. Easy. All right. Probably one of my new favourite segments is Todd's controversial call.
The controversial call. No. If you're Carlton supporter, probably put your fingers in your ears. But this game pissed a lot of Carlton supporters off. But I've got them finishing bottom 4 now. They have been absolutely woeful. Too many passengers. I think the big pull is, and this was given to me by Turtle. Round 1, I think he gave it to me. I wasn't a fan, but no, round 0 even. Might even been round 0 who told me about this, but I'm jumping on board Turtle. Carlton for bottom 4 for me. I don't see how they climb out of this. I reckon they end up, they're going to be 0 and 6 by my predictions.
Yeah, we could be 2 and 8 come round 10.
Yeah, I don't think you'll beat the next couple. You've got North on Good Friday. He's normally win that game. I can't see you winning that game now.
Yeah.
This week, I can't see you winning this week. And it's just going to snowball. I think your first guess one's going to be Eagles.
Yeah. And when you look at the last, I think it was 10 or 11 games, we've only beaten Eagles and North.
Yeah, last 12 games. Yeah, you've beaten Eagles and North Melbourne.
That's it. So
that's a rough run. But yeah, I've got you boys bottom 4 now.
Do you reckon Bossy's on the chopping board then? Or how many coaches can they chop before they sort of give one a bit more of a go?
Well, the thing is, Voss has come in with a list that should be performing better than what they are.
Yeah.
So it's it's disappointing, but I just don't know. He's got a game style where he doesn't have a plan B. So as soon as the teams, which a lot of them have now, figure out the game plan, he's got no backup to change to. You look at Mitchell from Hawthorn, he's got about 6 or 7 different moves that he makes to change the game plan and changes the game completely.
Yeah, and this is going to sound bad because we know we like our football like that, but he's teaching them to be, trying to teach him the wrong way, trying to teach him to be hard at the ball, tough. But you can't play football like that anymore. It's a graceful sport. You've got to be smooth, slick, get out. You can't just run and pound people because get suspensions, get injured, and you can't keep that up all game.
It's the old school way.
Yeah, the old school football doesn't work anymore.
Calzo's got GWS still haven't lost either. 51 points, round 1 wasn't convincing. And then, opening round. Who just play? I can't remember.
Collingwood.
Oh, no, that wasn't convincing.
Oh, shots fired.
All right, let's keep moving on here.
All right, Eggy's Road to Glory. Well, I'm going a bit worse than any AFL team here at the moment. I've got 0 wins for 3 losses. But I'm not giving up. I'm determined to break the trend and get us a winner. So hopefully I'll post one this week, but I'm gonna keep posting one until at least we get a winner, and then hopefully we can get the ball rolling.
Till we get one at least.
Yeah, one at least. But yeah, tipping perfect round is yet to go off, so we're up to $80 this week. And so it's not too late if you haven't joined. Just check in the description below. And just to check up on the board, I'll just switch it so
It nearly went off. We just had St Kilda let one player.
Yeah, St Kilda. I think that's a bogey team for everyone this week. But I think Big Jam is I think he might be our raffle winner from the pool. His nickname was Big Jam. Laurie, we've got Swampy. Well, Laurie's first on 15 with Big Jam, Swamp Pie. We've got Oscar Kilo. Chucky, sorry if I'm facing away from the camera, just go look at the board. Even Zoe's up there on 14, Raz is up there on 14. There's still not much in it. It's only 15 points. I think I'm way down at 48th. I'm struggling this year. But...
Oh, I thought I was going alright, but maybe I'm not.
Yeah.
What am I? I think I'm on 13 maybe.
Well, 13's not bad. Like you're only two away from the lead, so it's still anyone's game. So feel free to join in. But yeah, as we said, we're giving more money away during the year than we are for the major prizes. But the major prizes still are $250, $100, and $50 for third.
I'm like second last.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's horrible.
But that's how you started last year too, and then you flew past me.
That's true. That is true.
Anyway,
Okay, but North Melbourne's winning this year, so I won't go.
Yep. Now moving on to probably my favourite segment where we hear back from everyone that posts in.
The viewers' questions.
Oh, Tassie, the viewers' questions. Let's get them up.
Love it. All right. I don't want to read this asshole's question out, but I'm gonna. So Artie's got here. Are the Pies a Spence Force?
Nah, I don't think so. I reckon they're not the best, but yeah, they're still winning. That's the main thing. I think we've got the bye this week, so let's reassess come round 6. I think there's a few sort of there's half decent games coming up. Actually, I don't even know what's coming up. But yeah, what do you boys think?
Yeah, well, I don't know, because I think that was a terrible performance by them. If they wanted to prove any doubters, they did nothing there because it was very assisted. But you can only win how you can win. You can only bet teams in front of you. You don't know if those weren't there, they might have fought harder to get. That's how Collingwood, they just seem to just win. So
yeah.
Well, yeah, so the next game's got Carlton, Sydney, and Lions in Brisbane, as well as the Anzac Day Essendon. So yeah.
Well, I had you guys 0-7, so you're 2-1 and proving me wrong. Carlton 0-7.
I'm on the fence still. I don't know. I think it's still too early to tell.
And I think it's going to be late when we notice it because they're aging list.
Yep. So run out of legs. Yep, definitely. Thanks for the question, Artie. Moving on now, we've got Carlton Flaggers 2025. Will Carlton's off-season mantra, speed and power, work out?
I'll take this one first. There's no speed in Carlton's game.
That's what
If
I'm
their
saying.
mantra was speed and power,
Where is it?
They've got half the freaking thing. They've got the power, right? They crash in, but they've got no speed on the ball, no speed anywhere in that team.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's why we need Jordan Boyd at least. Adam Sard's pretty quick.
Oh, no, you've got speed players, but they just don't put speed on the ball.
Yeah.
They all, too many passengers. They try and do, Sard's probably the perfect example of, now this is going to sound real bad, tries to do too much.
Yeah.
He'll run 15 metres and kick when he had an easy 15-metre option, which could have got him out and clear, but because he wants to be the man to run and get him going, and he turns the ball over a lot doing that, slows the play down a lot doing that, ends up long down the line a lot doing that, just so he could hear people yell woof.
Yeah, that's why I think Boyd coming back into the side will be good because he's not afraid to take that short kick inside and try and break the play open. He's a bit quick as well. Doesn't get the ball enough, in my opinion, but he could be that bit of a game changer from outside. But Voss plays him as a lockdown instead of that running back.
Instead of the running back, yeah.
But,
which the power they've got, they do attack the ball hard.
Yep.
Paddy Cripps leads the way there, but...
Shouldn't be rucking for the record, but yeah.
No, I don't. Don't know how Voss hasn't lost his job putting you a star. You've got to win the ball out the middle, but we'll put our best midfielder in the ruck. It's got me blown.
Correct. Same.
I don't care who you throw in there. Throw freaking your number one back down there. Throw Wiedering in there. I couldn't care less. Don't put your number one ruck in there.
Yep.
A number one midfielder in there.
Agreed. All right, moving on. Next question. Doc, g'day, boys. Who is the first coach to get sacked, and what round do you guys think it will happen?
Oh,
Great
I've
question.
got controversial. I don't know the round, but I think it'd have to be soon if it's going to happen. But it's got to be Goodwin. They've got to make a stand.
I'm saying Bevo, but yeah, it's like especially if they lose to North this week, then I think they got to buy. Yeah, they got
Bevo,
Yeah,
he's won 2. He's already beat North.
is he?
Luke Beveridge is Bulldogs.
Yeah,
They played Carlton this week.
yeah.
So if he loses to Carlton this week,
Carlton,
you
my
reckon he's
apologies.
in trouble. Oh no, he's only won 1, hasn't he? Because Collingwood,
Yeah,
I've got to say Voss.
Bossy.
I do. I just think that he's starting to feel the pressure. The heat's coming. Don't know what round. Maybe round 10. If we're 2-8 at round 10, I think questions are going to be asked and it won't be long after that.
Sorry, Eggy, we cut you off. Do you want to finish what you were saying?
that's right. I'm going to say round 13.
13. So Goodwin, I reckon, happens in the next couple of days if it's going to happen.
Oh,
And if it doesn't, who's your choice?
Still a good one, but don't know when.
Yeah. All right. There you go, Doc. Hopefully you like those answers and let us know in the comments because I know you watch this afterwards. Let us know in the comments who your choice is, bro. All right. Next question, Troy. So first question from Troy, first submission. He's got here, with the changing of the guard in the AFLPA, Darcy Moore taking over from Dangerfield, what are the top 5 changes you would like to see from the AFLPA to improve not just the weekend games, but the AFL in general? So for those that don't know what the AFL Players Association actually do, I just thought I'd do a really quick summary here. So they negotiate and enforce and the enforcement of the collective bargaining agreement, delivery of mental health support for players, player retirement scheme, advocacy and representation on issues that impact members, past player support programs, off-field development and career transition support, amplification of players' voice, celebration of players, and regulation of accredited agents.
Yes, I don't know what really they have to do with changing the actual game.
no.
It's more about the players playing and afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think a couple of things that I think that that Darcy Moore could look at trying to implement is players' retirement. So I think they need to start doing some type of superannuation because they don't have that at the moment.
At all?
I don't believe so. Or they didn't up to a couple of years ago.
No, well, it's a self-managed one, I think they do, but
Yeah,
got to be smart with your money.
exactly.
Especially their
Now,
money.
I know a lot of clubs now have financial counselors come through and help players with their money because there's a lot of retired players that are broke, flat ass broke.
But they weren't getting paid what they are now.
That is true. That is very true. So I think that's one thing that they could look at improving is just giving them a bit more stability around superannuation and when they retire. The other thing is I think that they need to look after a lot of the past players and their injuries a lot better as well. Because I know of a couple of older players, again, who played, and I'm talking like 80s, 90s, and they've had a lot of surgeries and that they've actually had to cover the expense for. So hopefully they can set something like that up where there's enough of this money in the pool to be able to cover any of those long-term injuries.
Well, they should have insurance on playing too. And when you do it while playing, that should still be covered with your insurance.
Whilst you're playing, yes. Once you retire, no.
It doesn't matter. It's like if you hurt yourself at work, and then 20 years down the track, you need surgery on that, work cover still has to pay for that. So they should have some sort of scheme like that.
They should, yeah. I don't think they do, though.
No.
So there are a couple of things I was thinking about when this question got submitted. You guys?
No, I'm pretty happy. Happy with what you picked up.
Oh, I didn't actually know what they did until you read it out. I thought they just negotiated pay.
Yeah.
And all I've heard from Dangerfield on the last thing is short of the games.
No, fuck
last
that.
fucking 6 years. Play
We actually need a
games.
long season. That's what we need to stop players getting injured.
A longer one.
Yep.
Do you reckon a longer one? Because I feel like it's longer now and we're getting more injuries in the preseason leading up to it.
No, but we're
I
getting
think
more
it's
injuries
really-
because they've made it earlier.
It's intense. It's like they're going from having 8 weeks off to then intense training.
Yeah.
So your body's not used to it.
Yeah, but they're not having 8 weeks. Most of them are having 16, 17 weeks.
True.
So they
Very
need to come back just after Christmas. You're back from Christmas, bang, you're in. Not come back in February or.
Well, they come back in November.
Yeah, but then they have another 3 weeks off for Christmas.
Correct. Yeah.
So-
It's like stop start.
Yeah.
So, all right, last question. And I wasn't going to read it, but I'm going to. It's from Zoe because she's a regular viewer and she'll watch this back. Hello, Zoe. Good win by the Saints. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Oh, and the Saints.
Saints.
No,
Owen.
no!
Owen who?
I was thinking
So,
of that girl on the TikToks.
Yeah, that's what you said.
No!
She's great. Absolutely great. I followed her on Instagram just recently because she's posted another video and they're like, she's back.
He's back.
It's been a while.
So
It's
it's
been a
great.
long time.
But that's the end of viewers' questions. Thank you so much to everyone that submitted questions. We really appreciate it. We don't get it. We can't put all of them in, but still submit them because, you know, it gets us thinking and, you know, we might talk about something and you might ask a question that we would never even think of. So
Especially
we
like
love it.
Troy's in the Players Association one.
Yeah, never would have thought of that. 'Cause I
Yeah,
didn't know what they'd done.
Exactly. And look, it's great because it also helps us interact with the viewers a bit more as well.
Yeah.
George has got here that Blues are going to come out of hibernation.
Well, I hope so for you and Taz's.
Are you sure?
Sanity.
Because we're coming into winter.
This is when you start going to bed.
We went to bed last year. All right. So now we're going to come out of it.
Well, the stat line, it just doesn't look good, though. Last 12 games.
Was it the year before that he's lost 10 in a row or 8 in a row or something but you still made finals?
I don't know.
And you had that good start on Brisbane, but you didn't.
My heart just breaks every time I watch him. And I'm like, I'm not going to do this anymore. I still do it to myself every week.
When we were at Tassie, it ruined the freaking night. Tassie was, when we were in Thailand, it ruined the night.
Yeah.
And you could see, like, as I was watching him, he was just like, mm.
Yeah, we shouldn't have lost to Richmond.
He shouldn't have watched the game. We should have just watched the replay after we went out.
Yeah, probably. But anyway, that's all from me, guys. Anything else from you two?
No, that's it. Thanks for another
that's everything.
segment, boys, and another
Thank
show.
you.
Love it.
Beautiful.
Everyone watching, thank you so much. Everyone in chat, Kelzo, Tiger Time, Baggers. Not going to get
Artie, George, Turtle.
And make sure you're following so that way you know what bets to lay when I put them out this week because they're all going to be losers as usual.
Jamar Statsman, Tiger Time as well.
Yes, beautiful.
So thank you, everyone. And also those that come back and watch it later. If you do come back and watch it, just put a comment saying watched or, you know, g'day or
Hey.
something, or tell us your tips. You know, we'd love to see how you guys are going in your tips if you're not in the league. And if you're not in the league, join.
Because you
You can win that
$80
weekly
this
prizes,
week.
yeah.
$80 up for
Yeah.
grabs.
It's just building every week.
Yep.
Every week. So, all right. Well, thank you, everyone, again. We hope that this upcoming round is an explosive round of footy.
There you go.
See you, boys.